Good morning, all my skeptical, dubious, disbelieving patriots. Take a look at this story from ABC News. Chinese city locks down neighborhood after virus upsurge. Oh my, it looks like Beijing Biden's backers are in a bit of a pickle. The Wuhan virus continues to bite its owners? Let's go on. The southern Chinese city of Guangzhou has shut down the neighborhood and ordered residents to stay home for door-to-door coronavirus testing, following an upsurge in infections that has rattled authorities. Let's see how large this upsurge is that has rattled the Chi-Coms. Guangzhou, a business and industrial center of 15 million people north of Hong Kong, has reported 20 new infections over the last week. Is that all it takes to panic the Chinese Communist authorities? 20 new infections? Well, of course we're using Chinese math here. So, 20 reported infections. I wonder how many zeros you have to add to that where it would be accurate for the entire city. It goes on. The number is small compared with India's thousands of daily cases. Yeah, but India's thousands of daily cases, as it says right there, that's for the entirety of the country. These 20 infections is for one block in the city of 15 million. Did you notice how they don't say how many infections for the Wuhan flu occurred in that city of 15 million in the past week? You get some indication by this next sentence, though. The spread of infections was fast and strong. 20 infections wouldn't be fast and strong, but like I said, this is Chinese math and Chinese reporting. Saturday's order to stay home applied to residents of 5 streets in Lihuan district in the city center. But it doesn't only affect these 5 streets. Look at the next sentence below. Outdoor markets, childcare centers, and entertainment venues were closed. Indoor restaurant dining was prohibited. Grade schools were told to stop in-person classes. People in parts of 4 nearby districts were ordered to limit outdoor activity. What it doesn't say is this closure of outdoor markets and childcare centers couldn't possibly apply to just 5 streets. I bet it implies to the entire city, as the order for entertainment venues being closed and indoor dining being prohibited. It sounds like they're starting to lock down the entire city of 15 million, but with typical Chinese communist efficiency, it's going to be too little too late. Keeping on the story of the Wuhan flu, though, because it's the weekend, there's been another story about its origins. Let's go to Fox. Scientists at Wuhan lab in the Wuhan flu probe admitted being bitten by bats. In the subheadline, scientists at the Chinese lab eyed as a possible source of the Wuhan flu pandemic were previously filmed getting bitten and spattered with blood while handling bats without protection, according to reports. Yes, this happened at China's only Cat 4 lab. They weren't even wearing protection. No gloves, no mask, nothing. This goes hand in hand with the previous report of these Chinese scientists surging the local hospital in November of last year before the Chinese communists admitted to an outbreak of the Wuhan flu. Now, in another update, let's go back to ABC News. London teenager charged in shooting of BLM activist. A teenager from South London appeared in court Saturday on charges that he was involved in the shooting of a prominent member of the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, ABC nathers on and on about how this teenager shot the BLM activist while she was in a party in London. But, as usual, if you want the best story, you have to go to the horse's mouth. So let's go to an English newspaper, one of my favorites. Yes, I'm talking about The Sun again. In the dock, Cameron D. Riggs, 18, appears in court charged with conspiracy to murder BLM activist Sasha Johnson, shot in the head at party. We don't have a picture of him, but there's an artist rendition of this man who shot Sasha Johnson. Now, previously, I had read in English newspapers where it was described by one of Sasha's friends as a drive-by shooting. A shooting that was targeting one black gang against another. I think it was a little bit more than a drive-by shooting, though, because, well, they show a picture of where it was taking place. Let's go there. That white tented off area, that's where the shooting took place. Now, if you can see the spaces in between the house and the fences and everything like that, if it was a drive-by shooting, it was remarkable that Sasha got hit with a bullet. Now, it's been previously reported that Sasha Johnson was at this party at 3 a.m. when the two or three shots rang out, and then a car peeled off. Now, as you can see from this photograph right here, almost impossible for a bullet to magically hit Sasha in the head if it was a drive-by. Here is some better speculation. Sasha was at a party where members of this one gang were also there. The opposing gang knew about this party, knew that the opposing members would be there, and decided to pay it a visit. They might have stood right where that policeman was standing right there, fired their shots at their intended victim, ran back to the car, and took off. That would explain a little bit better about how Sasha got shot. Remember, 2 or 3 shots. If it was a drive-by shooting, 2 or 3 shots, we're talking a matter of just a few moments, and he would have been gone already. He couldn't have been identified. There's a lot more to the story that's not being told, that probably won't be told. Is it only me, or do you think that the legacy media isn't there to provide us with news as much as it is to try to cover it up?